I'm doing a review of a set of headphones I have. Sennheiser HD660S. Don't ask me what the S stands for. I've owned these for about a year. And initially when I got them, I didn't like them. And that was a fit issue. So as you'll notice here, these are not stock pads. They come with these crummy velour pads. And I put on lambskin memory. That's not memory foam, I don't think. So I put on lambskin pads, probably from Tacony. Most of my pads come from Tacony or Mastrop or somewhere else online if they have decent looking pads. Anyway, these pads are quite a bit thicker than what came with them. And initially my impression on these was not great. A little squeaky there, right? That can be fixed. A little bit of WD-40 or something in there will fix that up. At any rate, initially when I got these, I didn't think too much of them, and now I attribute a lot of that to fit. These are fantastic headphones. So you can see the classic Sennheiser thing with the middle cone, kind of similar to the 800s. I don't have them here right now. Where you've got the different driver and the step back. They're light. They're light. And I guess the build is okay. I've never owned, these are essentially an update to the 600s, if you like, I guess, or very similar. Although I think the 600s are probably still in print. But these they're better. They sound better. I think that's the general consensus on them. The build quality is, I would normally say, pretty questionable. There's a lot of plastic, but that keeps the weight down because these weigh nothing, right? But there's not much to them. I don't think you could bend that headband. I think you would crush it. I've never pulled it apart to see what's actually in there on this model. They're warm. They're balanced in signature. They're not too bassy. They're not too bright. They've got good clarity, good stage. They're nice. This is normally my travel kit, these headphones. So when I go traveling, I spend a lot of time in hotels, certain times of the year traveling for work, and normally I'll pack these. Well, sometimes I'll pack 800 S's as well, or something else. I won't pack those. Too hard to drive. I'd have to pack an amp too. But I can drive these off of a little portable amp attached to my laptop, and they work absolutely fine. They're really a nice headphone. After I have to grow into stuff and warm up to them a little bit, I think. These are marked here, so they're accessible, right? You get your 3 dots on your left side. So if you're in the dark trying to figure out which side is which, that's your left. The one thing that drives me nuts about all headphone companies, and it doesn't matter whether it's Sennheiser or Focal or whatever, they don't even have consistency in their plugs across their line. So the 600s take this proprietary 2-pin, which, is fine. I kind of consider that the Sennheiser plug. Trouble is the 800s have a different plug. And I'm sure those are the only 2 Sennheisers that I own. But I'm certain if you went across the line, you'll probably find 3 or 4 different types of plugs, which is really, really, really asinine, in my opinion. Standardize the damn thing. So I've got, this is a Periap cable. If you're in the market for cables, he makes great cables, and they're reasonably priced. Made in the USA, I believe. Fantastic quality. Fantastic service. You order cable from him, boom, it's there in a few days. We'll see when my next cable shows up that I've ordered from him. And I've got, I have a dozen of his cables or more, probably more. Well worthwhile for an upgrade. So these, I would definitely recommend changing the ear pads. Makes all the difference in the world to me. You know, when I got these, they had these crummy velour pads that were wafer thin, and they just didn't work for me. Whereas, you know, put new pads on them, get them tweaked, run them balanced, and all of a sudden it's boom, night and day. So, you know, if you're in the market for these, I highly recommend them. But recognize with all these headphones, they're all a little different signature. But I like these. I really like these. However, they are kind of cheap. And that was just me popping a piece of plastic back in because I folded the ear in a bit too much. It pops the side out a little bit. And then you just, I assume that that would be the way I would remove this, is I would fold it down a little bit. It would pop the sides out, and then I could take the cone right out of the, take the earpiece right out of the headband. But I like them. I like them. They are worthwhile. And from what I understand, not having used the 600s, these are a clear upgrade to the 600s. How they compare to some of the other ones on Mastrop, I don't know. These are not Mastrop. These are off-the-shelf Sennheisers. How they compare to the Mastrop ones, I don't know. They have good clamp. They have just the right amount of clamp. And you know, I've gotten them to the point now where they're just like wearing a nice set of earmuffs or something like that. They're comfortable. They don't fatigue me. And that's the other thing. They're not fatiguing. I don't find them fatiguing. Some headphones can be a bit fatiguing, right? If they're too bright. These are not. These are well worth it. They are, well, worth is a relative term, right? But in this price point, these are a nice set of headphones. And I you know, I actually would question whether some of the other more expensive Sennheisers warrant the premium over these. I mean, they have different build quality, different look. But like the 800s have, I don't like the clamp. The 800S as well, they're the same as the 800s in build. I don't like the clamp as much. It's taken me a while to get them to the point where I like them. The clamp is still a little light on those. On these, you put them on and they are warm and fuzzy. Like, yeah, it's minus 30 outside today here where I am. I could put these these on, wear them as earmuffs. Probably not, because they're open back. They wouldn't work that well, and they'd probably filled up with snow and whatnot. But they're well, I think well made, reasonably well made. You know, their choice of materials, we'll see how they hold up over time. But look, these are basically the same build as the 600s. Probably the materials have improved over time since then. I'm certain they have. So if they have held up, these should hold up a little better, I would hope. But we will see. We will see. And they certainly sound fantastic, and they're easy to drive, and you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. I can drive these portably if I want to go portable with them. So I mean, that's a benefit. Certainly is a benefit. Like if I was to go camping or something like that, and take a small battery powered amp with my phone or just a DAP, and I can drive these. So they're a buy. They're definitely a buy, and a good headphone. That's all. If you liked it, click like and subscribe. Thank you.